Welcome back to the iAchilles channel, everyone. Today I'd like to talk a little bit about David Axelrod's comment this weekend on the Sunday shows. Apparently, Boehner is now willing to negotiate with Barack Obama, and Barack Obama is now discussing extending the Bush tax cuts for the middle class, which is completely odd to me because they've been beating the drum that the Bush tax cuts were for the rich constantly. Not once has the Democratic Party ever come out and say that some of these Bush tax cuts were for the middle class. Well, apparently there are Bush tax cuts for the middle class, and now Obama is open to extending them. So if he's open to extending the Bush middle class tax cuts, then that means he was going to raise middle class tax cuts. Do you understand that? Because he wasn't going to extend them. Because the youthful idiots in this country have believed that they were just for the rich, when they were not. They were for Americans, all Americans, people who pay taxes in America. That's what the Bush tax cuts were for. The job creators in this country. We have a jobs problem in the country. Does anybody understand that? And if you raise taxes on the job creators, is that going to create jobs for the American people? No, it's not. And anybody with half a brain knows it. But see, we're dealing with class warfare here. David Axelrod come out and said, he's happy that Boehner wants to, will sign a bill that will extend the Bush tax cuts for the middle class, but he doesn't want to extend it for the upper echelon. David Axelrod says we cannot go back to the failed policies of the past that got us into this mess. David Axelrod said, we can't go back to the failed policies of the past that got us into this mess. What he's talking about is the 8 years George W. Bush was president. Does anybody believe that the United States of America could be brought down economically in 8 years? Does anybody really truly believe that? Because that's impossible. Working from within 8 years you can collapse the system of the United States of America? It's impossible. You know how long it took? About 60 years. This began in the 1960s with the progressive movement. Cloward-Piven strategy, the crisis strategy, to hasten the fall of capitalism through unsustainable debt and policies and programs, foreign and domestic. That is what it is. It's about Saul Alinsky's rules for radicals. It's about organizing the poor and minority against the system, to look at the system as the oppressor. Do you understand? To the poor and minority and the unions. These three strategies, these three groups, these three ideas have come together and culminated into the destruction of the United States of America. Together they did this through organization. If you ask anyone, they'll tell you, the left, man, they can organize. You know why they can organize? Because Saul Alinsky told them it was a necessity. It was necessary to organize if you are going to change this system. And you must work within the system. And that's where the Cloward-Piven strategy comes in. They go into the system. They create policies, foreign and domestic, to destroy this country economically. For example, our foreign policy. We have a deficit in our foreign trade. We have a deficit. Why? Why do we have a deficit? It's because they're hastening the fall of capitalism through unsustainable debt. Who in their right mind would do a business deal in the world and then bring home the business deal to your people and you lose? And then we elect them. We re-elect them. You lose in the deal. So our foreign policies, our foreign trade policies are designed to fail, are designed to fleece money from this country and give it to third world countries. For example, NAFTA. NAFTA is a form of redistribution of wealth, taking jobs from the American people and giving it to third world countries, China, India, Vietnam, all of these third world countries are now doing the manufacturing jobs that apparently Americans don't want to do. Apparently. So they've just given our jobs away. Does that sound like something that is sustainable? No, it's not. It's the crisis strategy. It's to get everybody out of a job. It's to get everybody to lose their homes. To create crisis. To create disenchantment and discontent with the current system, which is capitalism. But I got a news flash for you. It was not capitalism that brought this country down. It was government infiltration within the system, creating policies designed to fail. And that's what they've been doing. Our federal government on the Republican side and Democrat side have been destroying this country for power. For power. The right, the Republicans, do I believe that they hate this country? No. I just believe that they want the power for themselves. But the left hates this country. It hates the exceptionalism. It believes that we have stolen the wealth of other nations to create this empire. They believe it. And they do everything in their power to redistribute the wealth from this nation to other nations, third world nations, which everybody knows that these third world countries, people are being oppressed by their leaders and their religions. And that is the bottom line. That is the fact. It is not American imperialism that is oppressing these people in the world, but that is what they believe wholeheartedly. That is what this whole climate change treaty thing was about. It was about creating a world government to fleece developed worlds and give money to the poor, to give money to the oppressed peoples of the world, the people that we've stolen the new developing nations, when all they need is freedom, and they will thrive. Freedom from a totalitarian dictatorship. The UN is creating all of this. They're not cracking down on these oppressors. No, they're allowing it to fester. People, I get people all the time saying, America's hateful. Look at what they let happen in Darfur, all those people dying. Why didn't America do anything? Why didn't the UN do anything? They project blame for these things onto US imperialism. We didn't help. These are the same people who always come out and say, you can't be the police of the world. You people need to mind your own business. You see? If we do something, we lose. We're criticized. If we don't do something, we lose. We're criticized. This is all created. It's all designed to fail, to bring down U.S. imperialism, to even the playing field across the world. Do you understand that? Do you think that they're going to bring those people up to us? No. They're going to bring us down to them. They're going to even the playing field by lowering the standard of living in America by design. I just hope people wake up to this. Wake up to it. 8 years is not long enough to take down the most powerful country in the world. This has been happening for years, and it is designed to fail. To give power to the elite and take power from the people and put it in the hands of the federal government. God bless America.